aggro, but that's fine. He draws a card, and he's certainly not horrible. And here, there's nothing really to think about taking. Just take the Sylvan Bounty in case you have to splash. That's what he takes. Here's another Valorant Outlander, so take that. Could have had like 4 Homunoculuses or 3 or something. Nothing here. I would take the Bone Saw here. That's what he takes. Just be, it's actually not that bad in a super aggressive deck. It can make your guy big enough that they have to trade with it to block it and whatnot. And here's Suicidal Charge, Homunculus. If you get like 3 border posts or something, I don't know, Homunculus could become playable with the Bone Saw. But Suicidal Charge is pretty good against him, so he takes that. Although they're not that good. I think I would have taken the Homunculus, but probably not play it anyway. Homunculus is probably better against you if you're playing green-white because it'll trade with one of your guys early. Here, and the rest is just chafe. Okay, continuing with this commentary. So we're up to pack 3, pick 1. Here he doesn't have anything except the Enlisted Worm. Enlisted Worm's pretty good, obviously. So it's one of the better things he can open in green-white. Even though it's kind of a later play, higher on the curve than green-white, even though green-white wants to stay pretty low. So that's fine. Enlisted Worm is the pick. That's what he takes. Here we've got Armor Guard, Falcons, Trace of Abundance, and then in red-green he's got Valley Ranette and Sangrit Backlash. I think I would just stick with green-white, try not to go into any other color at all, and I would go with the Armor Guard for that, I think. Yeah. And he takes the Sangrit Backlash, wanting some removal, I guess. The other 2 cards might come back anyway, so that might be the correct play. You might not even end up playing the Backlash, but one of these cards will come back, and that's fine. Okay, so here, this is 3rd pick, right? Yeah, pick 3. Nothing really to think about there. No. There's 1 pick in this pack, so not complicated. Take the Pride Mage, move on. Pretty good. Here we've got another Armor Guard and Backlash again. Once again, I think I would go for the Armor Guard and pass the Backlash. But he takes the Backlash again, so that's fine. Okay, here it's not a lot for him. If he's splashing into red, he could take the Hack Blade, but it's probably just going to be like a splash, so Hack Blade is not very good for that. Yearling is just as good for that, although Hack Blade's just a lot better card. So I guess, yeah, probably take the border post here to splash the red, which he does. Okay, so here, well, I guess this is one of the reasons for splashing into red is because now, if he was just green-white, he wouldn't have any pick here. And the Mage Slayer is pretty good as a splash into green-white beats, as a to give you some reach to help finish the game. It says he doesn't want to break tempo for the Mage Slayer, and he cuts Soul Manipulation. That doesn't make any sense to me. You just play the Mage Slayer late on like one of your 3/3s and hit him for 3 damage. Okay. I'm not a big fan of or hate drafting, and Soul Manipulation's okay, but it's not like the most amazing thing ever. It's going to be hard for your opponents to keep their mana open for Soul Manipulation when you're playing green-white beats against them. And if they just cast it 3rd turn, they're probably not going to have a card in their graveyard to get back. Anyway. Okay, here we've got Armor Guard and Valley Ranette. With all the red splashing, I guess I'd go for the Ranette. Ranette's really good. It's a 6 for 6/3, which is just not too bad, and it fixes. Yeah, he takes the Ranette. And here we have like a really late Pride Mage. Wow. So definitely take the Pride Mage. Be happy about that. Pick 9. Nothing too exciting here. I guess the... So here's a spot where you could just hate draft, I guess. If you went up against another really aggressive deck, I wouldn't mind being able to board in Captured Sunlight, though. So I'd probably take the Sunlight. And you don't want someone else playing it against you either, so... He takes the Winged Codal. Let's see. Here the Armor Guard comes back, and the Abundance. So he takes the Armor Guard. Here we've got nothing for him, so cutting the Soul Manipulation's fine there. Here, Stormcaller's Boon is not really a big deal. Take the Leotau, I guess. It's actually better against him than the other card. Here, taking the last pick is just hating the Codal. That's fine. Okay, and then nothing else relevant. Alright, here's his final deck build. So, he's playing 16 lands and a border post, so the classic 17 land deck. Not playing the Sylvan Bounty, which is probably a good choice, since it's really not very good in this deck. See if there's anything. There's nothing that he's not playing that I really have a problem with him not playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red sources, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green sources, I believe, and then white sources. It's 7, 8 white sources. Seems a little low, but that's okay. It's close enough. Really, with these decks, you want kind of like 10 and 9, but he's splashing the red, and that's why he's suffering a little bit on the mana. But when he gets his red, he'll have removal, and that'll be good. Okay. So let's see. The Meditant. Not a big fan of the Meditant. It's okay though, I suppose. Too bad Meditant doesn't have Exalted on it. In fact, I think I'd rather play the Guardians over the Meditant. Basically serves the same purpose, and he gives you Exalted. Drawing a card's nice, but putting the pressure on is better in this deck. Okay, so maybe that would be my one change from what he's doing here. Alright, so he shows his games here. He's starting off at a rating of 1747. Usually his rating's a little higher. I think he and I are pretty similarly skilled. I go up a bit and then down a bit, just like everyone does. Okay, so first hand is horrible. Oh no, he's got a Valley Ranette, never mind. So he can keep that. It's kind of a slow hand because he's not going to be dropping a Pride Mage till turn 3, but then the turn 4 second Pride Mage should be able to attack for 4, and then if he draws a forest, he'll be able to get a mountain for the backlash. Okay, so he keeps it. But he winds up getting beat out by, well, triple Jund Hackblade on his opponent's side. Intimidation Bolt, Spore Burst, Sprouting Thrinax. That's all pretty bad. Okay, triple Jund Hackblade is pretty stupid. Okay. Okay. So he